Hello, my name is Anthony Moore and I'm here to give a quick status update on my mobile application project. I will be demonstrating an early alpha version of my app and showcasing some of the source code to my solution and how the various elements of my project work together. Now, please bear in mind that this is alpha and it's not quite fully tested and fully functional yet, but it should give you a good overview of whereabouts I am at the moment and how much more I have left to do. So I'll show you the program in action. Right, so as you can see, it says I'm in Or and More, telling me the temperature is 7.1 degrees, cloudy, and the wind is blowing east at 9.4 kilometers per hour. And here's a 5-day forecast, so here's for today, tomorrow, etc., and min and max temperature. The background image changes depending on the temperature and whether it's raining, that kind of thing, as do these icons as well, depending on which direction the wind is coming from and how much cloud coverage we have. So I'll kind of demonstrate some of the source code behind this and how it's all working. So I'll start with the XAML code. So for the XAML code, I pretty much just left it as bare bones as I could. All it is really is acting as a structure for the program, so it has a lot of grids and using images as background inside of those grids, to give it a 16:9 aspect ratio. So that's all that is, just grids, and more grids. The main program then is in the main page.cs. So this is where most of the calculations will be taking place. So for example, you can see my class objects. So I have a class for my calculations and for my image generators. You can see just main page constructors. Here I'm loading up an embedded CSS page that I made. So that's this guy here. Sorry. So at the moment it's just for blue color on the labels and sign and centering. So there's an asynchronous method here. So this is how it initially gets the GPS. So it calls for a geolocation request through the phone's hardware. If it does get a callback, so if it's turned on and it gets a response, it'll then get the latitude and longitude. It'll then pass those into my API call. So I'm doing a HTTP client request, and then the URL is sending a call to the API with the latitude and longitude. So this will look something like, I'll actually just do one here. So essentially what you're going to get back is a JSON array with all the weather. And then what I'm doing then is parsing that object. So that's the big string that comes back in. This is going to be parsed. And then through there I'm just using JSON to make a couple of variables for the city location, temperature in Kelvin, weather, wind speed, that kind of stuff. From there, this is where I call my methods that I made for my calculations. So to do the Celsius one, it will be in here. So the inputs are all in Kelvin, and then it's just a matter of converting from Kelvin to Celsius or from Kelvin to Fahrenheit. And then vice versa for kilometers. I think the initial input is in meters per second, and then essentially you're just going from meters per second to kilometers and from meters per second to miles per hour. From here, this is then how I get the image. So I'm passing in, making a call here to get my background image, and I'm passing in a float for the temperature and a string for the weather type. And then that's how it knows if it's 5 degrees and it's raining, I want to use this image, or if it's 10 degrees and it's sunny, use this image. So it's pretty straightforward. Here's for the icons. It just gets a string input. If it's clear, use the icon for clear. If it's cloudy, use the icon for cloudy, that kind of stuff. And I have a full embedded resource library of all this stuff here. So that would be for the clear one. This is cloudy. The background images then is kind of the same thing, except I'm passing in two variables this time, one for the temperature and for the description. And again, that's just a matter of output. So taking in your variables, mapping your outputs, that kind of stuff. The rest of it then was just kind of error handling as well. So if the GPS is turned off, or if it doesn't have internet, or if the server is busy for some reason, that will just kind of explain to the user what's going on rather than sit there in an endless loop. The API call then for the second one, which is for the 5-day forecast. So I'll just play this again and kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Yeah, so the second part of the program is for this guy down here. So it does a call similar to that one, except this time instead of just getting one response, you're getting 5 responses. So you just kind of have to set up a little bit of a loop to read in your outputs and get them on. And that's exactly what I did here. So I had, 4 or 5 because there's 5 days, and then on each pass it will map the description, the high temp, low temp, convert it to Celsius or Fahrenheit, and then pick the images depending on what you need. So I hope you enjoyed my little tech exhibition on my project. Probably where I'll go from here will be, I might be adding in some gesture controls. I'd also like to add in the option to say when you tap on this that you can change it from centigrade to Fahrenheit, and then maybe save it so when they come back in it should stay the same. And I'll probably tidy up the text and add in a couple of little bit of other things. So I really hope you enjoyed my screencast, and as always, if you have any further questions, hit me up on my blog or follow my YouTube channel, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And thank you, and have a good weekend.